something a little bit different from the Property Investor Show 2011 now, and I'm joined by Andrew Hughes, the founder of Motorhome. So welcome, Andrew.
Thank you.
And well, something very interesting going on here.
Yeah.
You're offering something a little bit different to investors with motorhomes. Could you tell us about your product?
Yes, absolutely. What we're looking for is people to lend us money for us to acquire more motorhomes for our own fleet. And what we're offering in return for that is a 10.2% annual return, guaranteed over the next 3 years.
Fantastic. So what sort of sums of money are we talking about to get involved in this?
Well, in order to protect the security, we need a minimum investment of £35,000. And that is basically what we need in order to go and buy a motorhome to put out for hire.
Right. And what sort of risk is there to the investor that gets involved in this scheme? Because you basically take care of everything, don't you? The insurance, looking after the van, keeping it maintained. So it sounds relatively low risk.
Yeah, absolutely. We worked very hard to structure the loan agreement so that there was a security involved. And basically what we came up with was the motorhome itself is the security. So in the event that we weren't able to honour any of the payments that we agreed to make, or that we don't repay the entire capital investment at the end of the 3 years, then the investor has first charge over the motorhome that we bought with the money in the first place.
So that sounds very safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget that this sort of vehicle would retail for more like £49,000 if you were to buy it. But because obviously we're in the trade, we're effectively buying them at the same price that a dealer is, and therefore the investor is in at that level.
Okay, so we're just going to send the camera now just to go and have a little look inside, but we'll carry on talking because myself and Nick are actually into holiday lets, and this is a burgeoning area of investment in UK property because of the recession. People are choosing to holiday at home. Is that what you're seeing with the motorhome industry as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're looking at probably a year-on-year increase in inquiries of well over 20-30% every year since we started, and we've been going for 10 years. So there's no problem with demand. I mean, on any typical day in the summer, we can be looking at 650, 700 inquiries per day to rent a motorhome. So that's why we're here, basically, is because we need more motorhomes to meet the demand. And bearing in mind that the next 3 years are, even without the generic growth, the events that are coming up, such as the Olympics, the UEFA finals, and the Commonwealth Games, are all huge drivers for more utilisation of motorhomes at what is traditionally a busy time anyway. August and June are our busiest times. So we are very confident that we'll be able to get the utilisation for the rentals.
And there's only 100 places on the Invest scheme, is that right? There
was. We launched this in June, and so far we've recruited 25 investors or lenders, however you want to call them, and we're looking for a few more now, yes, for our new depot, which is opening at Heathrow.
Okay, so what sort of response have you had from people at the show here? I know it's only the second day, but have property investors been interested?
Oh, absolutely. I think that anyone who's looking for quite a low cost, high return with a relatively low risk would do well to come and visit us on our stand. And it's been borne out by the number of people asking to see the actual legal agreements, not just our brochures, but the actual legal agreements, which I think is an indication that they are very interested.
I do think it's an attractive proposition because with deposits for properties being so much higher now and the mortgage market being so restricted, a lot of people do have 35k odd sitting around in a bank account getting no interest whatsoever and being eroded by tax and inflation, and yet what you're offering is a much better return than what you can get in a bank, and also a tangible asset.
That's right. As I say, you are at the end of the day having a debenture over a motorhome that you could very easily sell through an auction or privately if we were to go out of business. And so, yeah, it does make sense. The way we've structured it does make sense for everybody. And as I say, we're very surprised at the take-up already. We expect to fill those slots probably between now and April, which is our sort of cut-off anyway.
Brilliant. Okay. So if I was to invest in this scheme, would I actually have any use of the motorhome myself?
Well, that's our sweetener at the end of the day. We do offer a 3 weeks worth of cost-free holidays in any of the motorhomes in our fleet. So it's not the van that necessarily is your security, but one of over 500 vehicles you can choose from. The only caveat with that is that you have have to pay the insurance, which is typically about £25 a day, and you can only take the holiday period outside of the peak seasons, which is June through to August. You couldn't have the van, but any other time, there is also a sweetener, if you like, of 3 weeks worth of holidays. And it's a very popular holiday option these days, is to go motorhoming in the UK. So,
Well, obviously, I think people watching this know that Nick and I are very, very keen motorhomes, and we love the flexibility of it, and the, just the lifestyle aspect of it as well. Just being able to take off, it gives you so much freedom, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I'm a motorhomer myself, obviously. I have been for the past 10 years, so less so now than when I first started out, to be honest. But it's a very good holiday. If you've never tried it before, it's definitely something I'd recommend.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us, Andrew.